Hello guys. I'm going to show you guys today, how are you guys doing? I hope everybody's doing okay. I'm going to show you guys today how I make a bread pudding. Now I'm originally from New Orleans, so we like our bread pudding. And I'm going to show you how I make my bread pudding. And it's simple. I mean, most of what I do is going to be very, very simple. And this is a small batch, so I'm going to only use a couple of slices of bread for this one because, like I said, this is going to be a small batch because I'll show you in a minute. I've got one in the oven already. But this is all it is. Okay, all I do is I use half and half. Okay. I'll use half and half to kind of start it off with wetting my bread. And then what I'll do is I've got my raisins. I'll put my raisins in. Now for this batch, it looks like I'm probably going to use about a quarter of a cup of the raisins for this one. Because like I said, this is a small batch. So I'm not going to use a lot of raisins on this one. Sometimes I'll use this entire box. But for this one, like I said, I'm going to use a small batch. So it's going to be a small batch. So I'm not going to use a lot of raisins on here. Okay. So I got my raisins. I've got my raisins in there. And then I'm going to switch this spoon because I'm going to use my wooden spoon to do my mix up. So what I'll do is I'll start with my half and half, and I'll start to work my bread. Okay, starting with my half and half, and then I'll add about probably about a half a cup of almond milk. Okay, and that should get it started pretty well. Now, and I'm going to show you how you'll notice something here. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to add my sweetened condensed milk. And, okay, I'm going to add a couple of drops of vanilla, okay? And now I'm going to get my sweetened condensed milk. Now, I'm not going to use this entire can, which I'll usually do that if I'm making a larger batch, but since I'm only making a small batch of it now, I'm not going to use this entire can. But I'm going to use probably, I don't know, I might use maybe not quite half the can for this. Okay, that's it's about half can. Okay, so I'm using half of a can, and this is 14 ounces. So I'm using about 7 ounces of it in there. This is so good. It tastes so good. But it's sweet. It's sweet. So here's what I do. So I'm gonna mix that up. Have that mixed up. Have that nicely mixed. And I'm going to put a little, well, I don't know if I'm going to put cinnamon on it yet. I usually top it with cinnamon, but if I taste this right now, let me see, and I taste it for sweetness. I've got my raisins, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I don't have enough raisins. Maybe I need to put some more raisins. Put a few more raisins in it for this one. Let's see. Okay. All right. That's it for that. All right. I think that's enough raisins in it. But there you go. Now, if you look at that, it's got quite a lot of raisins, and this is the consistency you want. You know, make it this consistency. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my butter because I'm gonna add some butter to it. Okay. I'm gonna take the butter and I'm gonna go over and melt this butter in the microwave. Okay, so give me a couple of seconds for that. I'll melt the butter And then I'm going to put that butter in here. And then I'm going to grease my pan. I guess this is not too much for the small pan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a small pan for this one. I guess that's not too much. Might be too much. Might be too much for this pan. No, I guess it's all right. So, all right. I'm going to take my butter. Got my melted butter. And I'm going to melt my butter in there. About a tablespoon of butter. Melt that butter in there. And this is so, I mean, if you could smell this right now, just smell what it smells like. Now I'm going to take a little taste of it. I'm going to taste it just for sweetness. Now it's really sweet. It's really, really sweet right now. So you really don't have to do any sugar. And I'm gonna put a little cinnamon, few drops of cinnamon in it. But it's really, really sweet right now. So you don't need to add sugar. Once you've used the condensed milk, the sweetened condensed milk, you don't need to add sugar. But you see the consistency of it right now? And I guess you'll get raisins in every bite, because I'm really tempted to put the rest of these raisins in it. But it doesn't look like it has enough raisins. So I'm going to just finish this off and use the rest of those raisins. And that's it for that. So now it's got a lot of raisins. And then all is left to do now you see how simple this is? Vanilla, sweetened condensed milk, bread, half and half, and some almond milk. And then I'm going to take my butter, and I'm going to take a little butter out of here, and I'm going to put it on in my pan. And that's how I'm going to grease my pan. Okay? That's how I'm going to grease my pan. I'll put this back. Now I'm going to take a napkin. I'm going to use a napkin to do this one. I didn't do it last time, but I'm going to use a napkin for this one. So I'm just going to grease my pan with the butter. Grease it around, and I want you guys to see it. See me greasing, just greasing the pan with my butter. Okay, and that should be good enough. And then okay, so that's good. That's pretty good. Pretty good grease. All right, and then I'm gonna take this, and as you can see, most of my recipes, they're gonna be very simple. And believe me, this is really good. This tastes really, really, really good. I mean, it's nice and sweet, and it'll be a nice consistency, and I'm going to show you in a minute. So this is a small batch of bread pudding for that. You see how easy that was to make that small batch of that? So I'm going to take my condensed milk, and I'm going to save the rest of that condensed milk. And then I'm going to let you guys, so I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to sprinkle a little cinnamon on top. So I like cinnamon. I like a lot of cinnamon. So I'm going to sprinkle a little cinnamon on top of this one. And in a minute, I'm going to take this. So I've got raisins, my raisins. I've got cinnamon, vanilla. I've got sweetened condensed milk. And I'm going to put this in the comments. I'm going to put that, let me kind of readjust my camera here. I'm going to put this in the comments or in the description. I've got, I use almond milk. You can, whatever almond milk you like. I use this brand of almond milk, and I use a little half and half, okay? Just to, get that flavor. And then you take this and you put this in the oven for Probably about I'll probably do it about half an hour to 45 minutes. Okay, so if you look at that, this looks great right now. Now, here's a surprise because I have so all right. So I'm gonna take this one and put this one in the oven, and all right. Let's see. Now I'm gonna let you guys take a look at the one that I had done already. All right, so let me put down this pad and I'll show you guys. So this is what it looks like. Okay, this is what that bread pudding looks like. And I like, if you notice around the edges, it's kind of crispy. That's the way I like it. So I leave it in there to get crispy because that's the way we like it. We like it like that. So, you know, I want you to look at the way we like to do it. So now it's a bit hot right now, but I'm going to try to cut into it. I mean, it is hot. You want to let it, it's firm but hot. And you want to let it kind of cool a bit before you cut into it. But I'm going to cut into it just to show you what this bread pudding looks like. And it's still really hot. So let's see here. I'm going to cut a little corner here. Yeah, it's still really hot. So I'm going to give it a minute before I try to serve some up because it's hot and it's going to break up. But I'll give it a minute and I'm going to let you guys see what this bread pudding looks like. Now, if you want to have this with whipped cream or some ice cream, or just like this, because we have it just like this. We'll have it just like this with milk. This is the way we eat our bread pudding. Just simply like this, where we don't really add anything to it. And I mean, this is really, really good. Really good bread pudding. I mean, I rival any restaurant you go to and you have bread pudding. I will tell you our bread pudding is as good or better than theirs. Because like I said, I grew up in New Orleans, so I grew up making this. I grew up making this bread pudding or watching it being made. So yeah, I know how it's supposed to taste and I know how it's supposed to look. Let me see. Let me give it a minute to kind of cool because I don't want it to break up on you guys. But I want you to take a look at it. Let me see here. Grab a saucer out of the dishwasher, and I'm going to grab this end here, and I'm gonna. It's hot. It's really hot. But here you go. See that? I'm gonna look at that. And look at it. And again, we like it. I like it burned. So when you see it crisp like this, you don't have to leave it in the oven as long as I do. But we like it crisp like this. We like it crisp. If you look at that, and you have that with ice cream, this is absolutely. But like I said, this is the way we like it. So some people may say, "Oh my God, that's burned," but I'm gonna taste some of that. It's hot. Oh my God. Oh God. That is good. And it's very sweet. It is very, very sweet. So, you know, when you look at this and you have this over some ice cream, or have some ice cream or some whipped cream with this, This bread pudding tastes. I mean, this is a very tasty bread pudding. And when you got those, like I said, I want to show you guys. You got those when you got those burned edges like that. We do that, and I leave it in the oven like that because that's the way we like to eat it. You don't have to let it get brown as this. You can take it out a couple of minutes sooner, but this is the way we like to have it. My wife always, whenever I make a bread pudding, she's always going for the ends. She's always cutting around it. So I said, okay, instead of you cutting around it, trying to get to the crunchy part, I'm just gonna leave it in the oven longer and let it kind of, all of it get nice and have that nice golden brown so that you don't have to cut around the edges of it to try to find the part that, the end part. So all of it is the end part. All of it is. And some people will know what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna eat it. Oh my God. Oh, it's good. Yeah. So some people will know what I'm talking about when I say that this is the way you like it. But this bread pudding, when you bite into that, oh my God. That is some good. That is some very, very good. That is some very, very good bread pudding. I mean, very good. Those nice crunchy edges. And like I said, all over is the bread pudding is it's all nice and crunchy and golden brown. And I'm gonna say this, my wife, I know my wife is gonna absolutely love this. And I'm gonna take another bite of it. It's still really, really hot. So if you let it sit and let it cool for a little while, it's gonna firm up a little bit more, and it is gonna. Oh, I can't stop. I'm sorry. I can't stop. That's my problem. We make this. When we make this bread pudding, we eat way too much of it. We eat too much of it, and that's why we don't make it a lot. But I decided I was going to make this for you guys today and show you how to make it. And well, show you how I make it. And I guarantee you your family, if you're cooking for a family or your friends or whatever, they will love this. And again, what you want to do is, if you don't like it brown as I have it here, if you don't like it that, you just take it out sooner. You check it and make sure when you see around the edges of it, you see they're not darkening. And once they're the consistency of the darkness that you want, you take it out. Because the middle is probably, once you see the browning, it's already done. So you take it out when you want it where it is. Like I said, when I do this, when I make it like this, and you see how dark it is, you see how dense it's very dense. If you can see, it's very dense. And if you look at that, it's very dense. But this is so good. You have never tasted anything with a nice crunchy top, crunchy bottom, nice buttery, sweet raisins with cinnamon. This is a very good bread pudding. I really, really, really wish you could taste it. But this is a very good bread pudding. I know my wife is going to love it. So I just thought I would let you guys take a look at this and how I make this today. So like I said, on all of my videos, if you ever started a YouTube channel, start a YouTube channel. Let us into your life just a little bit. Show us how you make certain items. Comment on what I've made. I know some of you are going to say, oh, Lord, look like you burned that. Yeah, I kind of made it crisp. But that's what we like. We like a nice crisp one. When I go to restaurants, I would like to see this. But they don't do this. They will not do this. But I would like to see this. Because if you make it nice and crisp like this, and you put either whipped cream or ice cream on top, you got an awesome bread pudding. But most of them, they don't make it like this. So I'll see you guys on the next video. And it was great visiting with you. Take care.